So the continued demoralization of the whole world continues via entertainment. Hey guys, this is your girl Angel Lily here at Lotus Petal Studio. Say what? Angel Lily, you're saying? Yeah, that's right, guys. I've actually changed my online name to Angel Lily now. So there's a couple of reasons why I did, but in short, I basically wasn't feeling Flower Woman anymore. I felt that I've grown quite a bit since I used that name, and I feel that I wanted something that described me more at this point in my life. So I had a lot of great suggestions at the start of this year, January. I can't believe it's nearly the end of March at the time of recording this video. And I had a lot of great suggestions from online friends, especially on Minds, which, by the way, if any of you guys from Minds are watching this, thank you so much. And so from now on, I'm going to be Angel Lily. So it's nice to meet you guys here as Angel Lily for the first time. Okay, so now let's get to the topic of this video. So a few months ago, actually around the time of Hurricane Ian, this group was brought to my attention on Instagram. They're called Girl Crush. And no, I don't mean the K-pop concept Girl Crush. There is an actual dance group called Girl Crush. Okay, so this group was brought to my attention, but of course I wasn't able to talk about it because I had all the fallout from Hurricane Ian at the time. But luckily now I'm talking about it. So this group was brought to my attention because these girls landed in some hot water last year in 2022. And I know that it's probably a bit late for me to be talking about it, but I still think this is a very important topic to discuss, as this is a massive issue that seems to be becoming all the more common in K-pop and just entertainment in general. So Girl Crush are a group who really know what they're good at, and that's being super duper duper provocative. They originally started off as just a dance group. They weren't really an official K-pop group, though they debuted in 2019 as one. But it seems they mostly do like dance covers of notable stars such as Iggy Azalea, Cardi B, and other K-pop groups like Hello Venus. They seem to be a more current version of that one dance group called Leisha. Does anybody remember Leisha? Their song Chocolate Cream? Yeah, that was like back in 2015, 2016, I believe. And probably everybody's going to want to rush to see it again now that I've mentioned it. But they had a song called Chocolate Cream, and it was a very racy music video, I'll say. Now, I still wonder why they were singing about chocolate cream. I mean, I'm sure it had a dirty innuendo in there, but personally, whenever I think of chocolate cream, I just think of the stuff that you put on an already really chocolatey chocolate sundae. Getting hungry for ice cream right now. A nice chocolate sundae. Yeah, that'd be delicious. Well, anyway, so these girls seem to be a more current equivalent to Leisha, with not being like an official K-pop group. But as I said, they have that thing in common as well of being super racy. Girl Crush, they've been known for going to different events, very adult-orientated events, and performing really, really, really provocative songs. And their main demographic are guys. And they do the racy, provocative stuff very unsubtly, to put it politely. Too bad I can't use other words on YouTube, but I don't want my video pushed down the algorithm. Thank you very much, YouTube. So, I think you guys get the picture by now. They really give other provocative K-pop idols such as Hyori or Girls' Day or whoever else is out there doing the really, I guess I could say, sexy concepts, if YouTube's going to allow me to say that. The Girl Crush really give them a run for their money in that department. Now, the original lineup, who consisted of Terry, Zia, and Bami, and they also had two other previous members who left for different reasons. But they had that lineup, and the original lineup were all adults, like in their mid to late 20s. So there wasn't any legal implications there. They seemed to be completely consenting to all of it. They are also self-produced, so they're not necessarily under a label who's forcing them to do this. It's not like a Stellar type situation. So that was not necessarily the problem, even though I personally think there's a lot of moral implications there, but I'm not gonna get into that part, as there is a time and place for that side of the conversation. However, this video is gonna focus on the controversy that they landed in, which is the fact that they added a new member after their last member left, called Hayun. Hayun is an aspiring K-pop star. She was part of other groups such as Baba and Blaze previously, and she clearly hasn't had very good luck in her career because both groups ended up disbanding or simply just not working out for her for various reasons. So she was added to Girl Crush. Now, there's a problem with the fact that she was added to Girl Crush because one page on Twitter called Nugu Promoter, who is a page who are known for helping promote underrated groups in K-pop, found out that Hayun was born in 2005, which would have made her a teenager at the time, under 18. Okay, I don't think I need to tell anybody here how wrong that is on so many levels. Okay, let me repeat this again about Girl Crush. They're not just subtle sexy, if I'm still allowed to use that word on YouTube, once again. It's not that this was okay either. It wasn't like FX, a Chocolate Love, where it was borderline, like kind of getting on to sexy, but not really sexy. It's not even Girls' Day something or expectation level sexy. These girls give Hyuna a run for her money when it comes to sexy. They perform at adult type events. They are very mature. They even have a member, Bommy, open up an OnlyFans account. And they've added a teenager to the group. Let that sink in for a few minutes. Now, Nugu Promoter were saying that they weren't going to promote Girl Crush anymore because of that whole situation, because obviously no sane person wants to promote child exploitation in any shape or form. Now, Girl Crush's label clapped back on the situation, telling them that Hayun wasn't an official member, but was just a, quote, trainee member and was going to be added to the official lineup after she turns 18. Now, it sounds more as if the label had been caught out and they were trying to backtrack a little bit. However, they've dug themselves into a hole in that situation. That is something called grooming. She is not training, she is being groomed. And heck, it's been found out before by many other internet researchers that she had been, when she was as young as 14, been involved in racy photo shoots, and even when she was with Baba, I think that's the group, what an odd name, no offense. She was in very provocative clothing and performances and everything. So this girl has really seemingly been around the place when it comes to getting really racy. So it really makes you wonder, where the heck was this girl's parents the whole time? Why were they letting her do this? Like, what is going on? Now, the story out there is that she pulled out of school to pursue her dreams to be a singer and dancer. And that is all good and well because, listen, a lot of us have dreams and a lot of us don't want to go through traditional schooling methods and all that good stuff. However, there's a way of going about it. I'm sure the girl's very talented. I'm sure all of that stuff. But she is too young to be performing with adult-orientated performers. And to make matters even worse, it has been proven time and time again that she wasn't a, quote, unofficial trainee member, as the label tried to claim. She had in fact been seen performing with Girl Crush on many occasions, even before she was confirmed to be part of the group. And it's been caught on camera, and she'd even been shown in videos where she's dancing around in really, really skimpy outfits with like upskirt shots, and she was only like 16, 17 at the time doing all this and been in like many inappropriate photo shoots. And it really makes you wonder, what is going on here? Is this girl safe? Is she being trafficked? I'm sorry, but what is this young teen girl doing being involved in all of this? It's horrifying. And also, seeing that Girl Crush seem to be a mostly, if not completely, self-governed group. They don't have like a label like so many other K-pop groups telling them what they can or can't do and where. What were they doing themselves? They must have been giving their consent and allowing Hayun to join their group and take part in their routines. What were they doing? They're all 26, 27. And what were they doing bringing this 17-year-old girl in to perform with them? That's just horrifying. I doubt it was just some dirty old men in the background. This was Girl Crush themselves. They could have probably said something like, hey, no, we're not going to have this. And it's not okay. I don't have any better words to say this because I stumble over my words, as you can tell, when these sorts of situations come up. And now this really ultimately raises the question about young teens being brought into the industry so young. It's been a thing for quite a while, even since 2009, because SHINee back then, they were quite young when they first debuted. And NCT Dream, they were really young, and FX too. And Hyuna, when she first debuted with Wonder Girls. And of course, most recent example is New Jeans, and they were 14, 15 singing a song about cookies. And there is rightfully so a huge debate over whether or not it's appropriate to be debuting such young idols. Now, at least you can say with groups such as NCT Dream, they gave them pretty age-appropriate concepts. And then you get the other end of the spectrum with New Jeans and Cookie. And heck, FX. Back in the day when they were young, they were sometimes put in perfectly age-appropriate concepts. And then they were, which I unfortunately took me coming into adulthood to see that. But that's another point to consider at the end of the day. Already being a K-pop idol, as is well known out there by now, is really grueling. They have extremely long practice hours, they have a lot of pressure, they have the media, they have fans, they have haters. There's just a lot of pressure on them, and it's already bad enough for an adult to handle it all with having their weight constantly criticized, having their appearances, their performances, and all of that stuff. And they can fall into scandals because they frowned at the wrong time. But can you imagine that sort of pressure on 14, 15-year-olds when they haven't fully developed as people? And so many times they get sexualized, if YouTube's going to allow me to use that word, of course. I mean, here's the thing. Being sexualized at such a young age really messes one up. Especially since oftentimes you're so innocent at that age that you don't fully understand the implications of it. Let's look no further than the whole scandal with the song Coming of Age Ceremony. The girl who sang it, which her name escapes me at the moment, she didn't fully understand what it meant at the time. When she finally did, she was kind of shook by it. I mean, the whole situation with Girl Crush really opens up a can of worms in so many different directions. The fact that the label tried to backtrack and cover themselves by saying that she will be added when she's 18, as one commenter pointed out on Twitter, that gives coming of age ceremony vibes. Because this whole attitude of, oh, you get to be young and innocent, or maybe not so innocent, seeing sorts of photo shoots she's already been in and how many comments she's probably already seen of dirty older guys. And then all of a sudden, you turn 18 and it's like, okay, you're 18, time to get the lace on. It shouldn't be that way. It puts an immense pressure on guys and girls, and sometimes if not most of the time, they're not comfortable with it. As I said, how do we know that Hayun might not feel pressure to eventually open up an OnlyFans account when she comes of age? Just like Bommy. That's just it. And yet again, on top of that, it has even more implications. Hayun seems to think that that's the one way that she could break into the industry and pursue her career. And seeing how she's already been in 2 previous groups that didn't work out for her, she probably thinks Girl Crush is her one chance, and she's, no offense, kind of selling herself out because she's probably desperate. We just don't know. That's the thing. It's It's not only just being scandalized by the fact that a minor got added to an adult orientated group, but it's being concerned for her as an individual in of itself. When you're a teenager, you are really vulnerable. You're not a fully developed adult, and especially when you're in an industry that's getting more and more orientated to pushing young guys and young girls into really sexing it up. It leaves girls like Hayun in such a vulnerable position. People just gotta be responsible with the content that they consume, which is why I say it was good on Nugu promoter for saying that they wouldn't promote Girl Crush anymore because of this. The point is, the fact that Hayun got added to Girl Crush is pointing to such a worrying trend in K-pop. Idols are getting younger and younger. Concepts are getting more and more provocative over time. And so many teenagers are kind of being forced to grow up way faster than they really should be. We need to look out for this, and it needs to stop, because the more this happens, the more damaged individuals that there'll be out there. All these girls from Hayun to New Jeans, they're all beautiful and talented and everything. And I'm not bashing on them as individuals here when I'm talking about all this exploitation. I'm actually just saying this out of concern because, as I said, they are really talented and they deserve to have that talent expressed in many different ways than just having their bodies be shown off. And by the way, as a side note, I know some people didn't fully agree with me talking about New Jeans being dressed in revealing clothes for their song Cookie, but I'm just gonna say that when I was 14, 15, I wasn't dressing in crop tops and short skirts. Yeah, they're nowhere near Girl Crush's level or even other groups like Girls' Generation, but I still would say that it was a little revealing for 14-year-olds, because as I said, I wasn't dressing that way when I was 14. Call me what you want, okay? So at the end, the conclusion I can come to is Girl Crush are contributing to an ever-growing trend that really needs to be stopped, and that Hayun could potentially be in trouble and in the wrong hands. With a company that was proving to be outright lying about the fact that she wasn't performing with Girl Crush before she was 18, really just kind of is evidence pointing towards that. If you ask me, Girl Crush were already not a group that was for me, but I'm especially not going to give them any more attention beyond that except to defend Hayun and her dignity. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. I know this is a rather heavy topic for me to be talking about after being absent from YouTube for a while, but hey, I had to talk about it because I said that I would, and unfortunately I didn't have a chance to because of all the fiasco with Hurricane Ian. So guys, I hope you're all doing well. I'm always happy to hear from you all. I hope that more of these idols can be protected a lot more than they obviously are as of right now. So feel free to like and subscribe, and God bless you all. This is Angel Lily here at Lotus Petal Studio. I will see you all later.